Man, my city was going crazy, rest in peace to Chino. And free that nigga Meech, cause he the hood hero.
Free at last, free at last. Thank the trap lord, free at last. Now, this is the neighborhood hero, but you feel me? I'm here to report that the real neighborhood hero just got free from jail, man. He's finally home. Well, I shouldn't say home, you feel me? He's actually at a halfway house. Now, I'm sure as you all heard, you feel me? Big Meech, Demetrius Flannery, the leader of the infamous BMF, has just been released from the feds after serving about 20 years. Now, just to give y'all a quick breakdown, BMF was a drug trafficking organization that started in Detroit, Michigan in the 1980s, led by brothers Demetrius, Big Meech Flannery, and Terry Southwest T. Flannery. Originally calling themselves the 50 Boys, they had spread their roots and network to other cities all across America, such as New York, Cleveland, St. Louis, Atlanta, Miami, Houston, and LA, to name a few. Younger brother Southwest T was considered the brains of the operation, while the older Big Meech was a natural-born charismatic leader who had a street master's and public relations. You can see a loosely based adaptation of their lives on the 50 Cent / Stars produced hit series BMF, where the main character, Big Meech, is played by the real Big Meech's son, Lil Meech Flannery. In the early 2000s, BMF took over the underground hip-hop scene in Atlanta with their lavish lifestyles and introducing the old Chevy driving city to foreigns like Maybachs, Ferraris, and implementing a whole new culture to their nightlife. Several prominent rappers such as Young Jeezy and Fabulous could be seen hanging with BMF early in their careers. And for a while, the world was BMF's. That would all come crashing down in 2005, when the feds indicted many members of BMF, ultimately giving Big Meech and Southwest T 30 years in federal prison. 15 to 20 years later, Meech and T are both free, with Terry coming home around 2020 due to health concerns, and Meech due to be let out of the halfway house he is currently in January of 2026. Prosecutors allege that the brothers accounted for over $270 million in the course of their operations. But what I briefly wanted to speak about is the allegations surrounding Meech, from his former artist signed to his BMF imprint, Blue Da Vinci, and also a former ally of Meech's in the drug game from St. Louis by the name of Cuffy Gatlin.
But I'm in here with a 27-year sentence based on Demetrius Flannery, as you all know as Big Meech, and Tammy Cowens, known in the paperwork as CS1.
Right.
Confidential source 1. So what Big Meech did was called a third-party cooperation. So Tammy Cowens signed up to be a DEA informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut, plain and simple.
Right. So
okay. So can you break down the story? Like, how do you know this? And how'd you come upon this information?
We were rewarded what's called a Franks hearing. It's based on a case called U.S. versus Frank. So I would implore your listeners to look the case up. And what a Franks hearing entails is that you're able to cross-examine your accusers, meaning government agents, meaning informants, and so on and so forth, just like a regular trial. So this was testified in court.
Period. Point blank.
This is what Big Meech, Demetrius Flannery, known as Big Meech, and Tammy Cowens, known in the paperwork as CS1. CS1 stands for Confidential Source Number 1. Whenever there's a 1 behind the CS, that's the person who started the case.
Okay. So
when you see CS1, that's what it stands for. Confidential Source Number 1.
So another thing, let's clarify for these people that you're not a Johnny come lately as far as your relationship with Big Meech.
No. Listen, man, we go back to we were children for real, but we were young men. We were 22, 23 years of age. I'm 56 years old right now, and so is Big Meech. The Meech is Flannery. So our relationship go back over 30 years. You feel me? So I know we got a lot of niggas that's now jumping on their bandwagon and doing whatever they do. I'm a day one nigga. I'm a day one nigga. This was testified in court that I became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut.
That's what was said on the stand, bro. The lady became a government informant to give Demetrius Flannery a time cut. But I think people would ask a question of this though. This is what I got hit with a lot is, all right, then if he did it to get a time cut, then how come he still did all that time in jail?
Well, what they don't understand is that he never received the time cut because what came out was that she had an illicit sexual relationship with Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Special Agent Keith Cromer.
Handler. But her first DA handler was the guy, as you should know, Blue, who wrote the BMF indictment, Special Agent Jack Harvey.
Special Agent Jack Harvey is the person that locked us all up, who's also the person that locked up Terry White, which was her first case as a DEA agent.
Yeah, he retired, and then her handler became a brother by the name of Keith Cromer, Special Agent Keith Cromer, who was also fired behind this particular case. So Meech never received the time cut because unbeknownst to a lot of people, it's against the law to have a sexual relationship or any personal relationship with a government informant.
Explain to these people how Tammy Cowens came into play. Or how
Tammy Cowens was originally an old girl, well, I ain't gonna say a girlfriend, somebody that Blue Da Vinci was smashing. So Blue had threw her to Meech to handle his little fan mail and just handle his little runarounds. She eventually came to have Demetrius Flannery's life rights. And so that's how she became CEO of BMF Entertainment.
Welcome home, Big Meech, man. Did y'all expect him to be home this soon? What y'all think of the recent allegations surrounding his name? Most importantly, the most important question is, do y'all think it would even matter? It's the Presidamos de lo Peso, man. I mean, if we being honest, you know, I hear all the time about, you feel me, the cartel, like, you know, snitching on each other to take out their ops and, you know, dropping dimes of location and information to the authorities to take out their ops. But you feel me, this ain't really that, because, you know, Cuffy, that wasn't Meech's op. It was just somebody who was doing his thing, and I guess, you know, they lined him up to get him up out of here. And, you know, I mean, they say there's no honor amongst thieves, you feel me, but they was the thieves, they was hustlers. And, you know, one of the main, you know, sayings of the BMF was death before dishonor, man. And stay out the streets TV, I'll holla at you, man.
We the neighborhood hero. We the neighborhood hero.